Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to reflect on a dark chapter in the history of the United States, the Apache Wars. This conflict, which raged across the Southwest for over 3 decades, was a brutal and often tragic struggle between the indigenous Apache people and the American government. The Apache Wars began in the early 1860s after the United States acquired the territory of New Mexico as a part of the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo at the end of the Mexican-American War. The Apache people who lived in the region for centuries found themselves facing a new and aggressive enemy in the form of the American military. At first, the Apaches tried to make peace with the newcomers, but their efforts were met with suspicion and hostility. Over time, tensions between the two groups boiled over into violence, as the Apaches staged raids on the American settlements and the military launched punitive expeditions into Apache territory. The conflict escalated throughout the 1870s and 1880s. As the American government sought to subdue the Apaches once and for all, the Apaches, led by such famous figures as Geronimo and Cochise, fought back with fierce determination, using their superior knowledge of the terrain and guerrilla tactics to frustrate the American military. However, their valiant efforts, the Apaches were ultimately unable to withstand the full force of the American military machine. In 1886, Geronimo and his band of followers surrendered to General Nelson A. Miles, bringing an end to the Apache Wars. The legacy of the Apache Wars is a complex and tragic one. On one hand, the Apaches' resistance to American aggression was a testament to their bravery and determination in their struggle against later generations of Native Americans in their own struggles for justice and sovereignty. On the other hand, the war resulted in displacement and suffering of countless Apache people, and their way of life was forever changed by the conflict. In the aftermath of the war, surviving Apaches were forced onto reservations where they were often subjected to poor living conditions and limited opportunities. However, in recent years, there has been a renewed interest in Apache culture and traditions. Many Apaches are working to revitalize their communities and preserve their heritage for future generations. Finally, it is worth noting that the Apache Wars have left their mark on American popular culture as well. One example of this is the name of the AH-64 Apache attack helicopter, which was designed for use in the Cold War, but has since become a mainstay of the American military operations around the world. While some may see this as an attribute to the bravery of the Apache people, others may see it as a reminder of the violence and suffering that marked their long struggle against the American government. In conclusion, the Apache Wars were a tragic and complex chapter in the history of the United States. While the conflict ultimately resulted in their subjugation of the Apache people, their legacy lives on in the struggles of indigenous peoples around the world for justice and sovereignty. It is our duty to remember and honor their sacrifice and to work towards a future where such conflicts are no longer necessary. Thank you.